Um, I figured we could discuss the topic at hand in my title. I just finished watching the VanderpumpRules reunion last night, and I have some thoughts. I may be touching on Colleen and Adam today. I may not. It just depends on how quick I get my makeup done and all that. So, thank you for joining the discussion, hanging out, rewatching, whatever it may be. Okay, so, girl. I was so upset when I found out about Tom and Raquel. I don't know, for those of you that have followed Vanderpump Rules, it was a shock. It was literally a shock. Because, I mean, from what you could see, it seemed like Raquel was just like trying to befriend all the girls and all that. And Ariana's been Raquel's biggest supporter since day one, you know, and it's just so devastating how a female can do that to another female. I don't understand it. I can't relate. To me, Raquel is your stereotypical, like, Beverly Hills girl who works at SUR, you know, very much like a clout-chasing type of individual, wanting to get into the scene, and just, you can tell she's not very, how do I put this without being totally rude? She's not the sharpest tool in the shed, okay? Very ditzy. There's not much to her, aside from her exterior appearance. And even then, comparing her to Ariana, I feel Raquel is very bland. Very basic bitch. Like, I came from the Midwest, now I'm in Beverly Hills hoping to get seen, you know? Like, not that all Midwestern girls are plain Janes. I'm just saying that is the vibe that I got from Raquel. Like, she's just blah. But apparently, Tom sees something in her to the point where he claims he's in love. Spoiler alert, if you have not watched the reunion yet. I should have said that first. So apparently, Tom and Raquel are in love. I feel so bad for Ariana. Like, I can't. But in all honesty, though, like, what comes with an unconditional relationship? Granted, okay, they didn't have an open relationship, right? According to them. But when you're getting your hoo-ha worked on by another female in the back of the seat while you're, you know, I mean, what do you expect to happen when you have that kind of a relationship? So I'm coming at it with two different angles. Obviously, I'm very saddened by the whole thing. Ariana has always seemed too smart for Tom. That's just my opinion. Tom, again, he's like the female version of Raquel. This is why I say they actually make a really good couple. Because they're just kind of, there's nothing to them, basically. Nothing. I mean, Tom tries to act like he's all, you know, different, whatever. But, I mean, that's why I never understood Ariana's and Tom's relationship, because he was so basic. We needed something for, you know how we say basic bitch? We need a male version of that. He was just very, you know, Ariana's more of like a intellectual. She's beauty and brains, in my opinion, from what I've seen. Although, her lackadaisy attitude on taking their relationship to the next step, babies, what have you. I mean, she started freezing her eggs, but let's say Tom wanted to have kids, you know, and Ariana's just now freezing her eggs, saying she doesn't know she's going to use them. I mean, there were a lot of, like, I could see why this happened, you know, because they're in two different places in their life, obviously, and they were growing apart. Does that excuse Tom's cheating? No, absolutely not. Nothing excuses cheating. But looking at hindsight 2020, you know, you can tell that their relationship wasn't going to last anyway. I can't stop saying so I've watched too much VanderpumpRules. I swear, every time I watch that show, my brain, I lose a couple brain cells. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. I've been watching it since day one. So, what are your thoughts on Tom and Raquel? Do you feel any sympathy for Raquel? I certainly don't, and I loved how everyone handed her ass on the reunion. I absolutely just adored it. I was there for it, you know. I was there for it. So I'm just going to be doing, with my 3 newest to me palettes, I'm going to be doing like a quick summer glitter, I don't know, maybe matte, I don't know, but I'm leaning towards pink. See what happens as I talk about the reunion. And I will, like I said, be touching on Colleen and Adam shortly. Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I think I will. Because another thing that I wanted to discuss. So, something that really struck me, that kind of pissed me off about Tom and Raquel, is I don't think that they seem very apologetic. Granted, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, and there's tears. It's not. To me, it seems very staged. I mean, they've been in a relationship, what? Since before Mexico, and they've been doing it at Mexico with Ariana there. Wasn't she there? Or was she at the funeral of her grandma? I don't remember. Either way, that's disgusting. Like, I can't. It takes a certain kind of person to do that shit. And Tom and Raquel are those kinds of people. That's going to be the last one. Tom and Raquel are those people, you know, I don't watch VanderpumpRules. I'm waiting for the Beverly Hills Housewives to come back. I know. I am dumbfounded, to be honest, with this reunion. Good morning. How are you? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, as always. Did my contact just fall out? It did. Hold on. Sorry. I gotta get this bad boy back in, especially if I'm gonna do a makeup look. I already did my face, as you can tell. I'm gonna be talking about Colleen Ballinger and Adam McIntyre here soon, too. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but maybe you'll know a little bit more about that than I do. I just barely found out about the whole panty, or the lingerie thing. So, I followed Colleen for her family vlogging. I never really cared for Miranda Sings. I never understood it or why people thought it was funny. Like, maybe if you're a kid or something, but didn't get it. I follow her for her family vlogs. But yeah. Oh, I didn't say it was Hello. Welcome. So, I'm going to keep going with Ariana and Tom. I feel like, again, their lives were going different directions. You know, they wanted different things. And in that case, Tom could have just broke it off, you know, instead of, hi, Northern Girl. Finally, somebody that watches VanderpumpRules, right? Nobody watches that. It's like the evil stepchild of the Beverly Hills Housewives. I was disappointed too. And I will say this, Raquel strikes me as that kind of girl, you know. She just does and always has. I've never really liked her from the get. You know, she just seemed like a filler person, but apparently she's the main story. But as I said earlier, Tom and Raquel seem to fit each other a lot more than Ariana and Tom, only because, like, they seem to be very similar in that they care about their outer appearance and they aren't that deep. She tries to come off as innocent. Well, most of those girls that do this sort of thing are like, oh, that's how they are. That's how come they get in the positions they get into underneath other women's men. That's because they're just like, oh. And then the women are just like, go ahead, hang out with her. And it's like, first off, if you have a man, females, or anybody really in a relationship, okay? If you have somebody that wants to hang out with their preferred, with the opposite sex, I'll just say, or their preferred people that they are attracted to, that is not a relationship, okay? Ariana struck me as the type of person who wants to be the cool girlfriend, you know, and not care what Tom does. And in all honesty, when you're the cool girlfriend, you don't care about what your boyfriend does, he ends up cheating on you. That's just what it is. Yeah, like I would never go out with a bunch of straight dudes, because I'm a straight female. And I'm married. Okay? I would never just be like, let me go hook up with a bunch of straight guys right now and kick it and have fun and be friends. No, that's not, why would I do that? So Ariana kind of let this happen, and maybe she purposefully did. I don't know. She didn't seem to care. Well, she was obviously pissed, but I mean, I think she kind of knew it was coming. Like, I just don't see Tom fulfilling Ariana in a way that would mentally keep her involved, you know. But at least Ariana didn't go and screw one of his friends, you know. She could have very well done that, but she didn't. And that's why I have high respect for her, as opposed to Raquel, which I have zero respect for, because she's a stereotypical, you know, just like a annoying. Like, I wanted to be Miss California. It's like, no wonder why you weren't. You're a very basic bitch. Nobody cares, you know? They're in love, yeah. Well, we all know Tom doesn't mean that. I hate to say this, but it's true. Tom doesn't mean that. He's just trying to keep the PUSSY that he has right now on the regular. So in order to keep that, he has to say, I love her too. And you know he doesn't. You know but maybe they do. Maybe they are in love, because they are both very simpleton, you know, very... Yeah, she was sitting right there. It took him a while to answer, also. Because if he was really in love, he'd be like, yes, I am, you know. And his reaction to hurting Ariana and how much he loves her was very true, I think. You know, he obviously loved Ariana. Still does. Raquel is just, I think this was his way out. This was his way out. He didn't want to be in the relationship anymore. He took it. That's all that was. Raquel is like, oh, you know, if they actually do get married and have babies, I'm going to be completely dumbfounded and shook. But either way, it sounds like Tom is very much a playboy, and he cheats on all his women, and that's just who he is. And he's no longer in his 20s anymore. It's not like, oh, he'll grow out of it. No, he is legit. That's what he does. He thinks he's the bee's knees, and he will forever be that way. So I hate to break it to Raquel. If she does have a relationship with this man, it's going to be, you're just going to be the girl he comes home to, not necessarily the girl he loves. Yeah, no, he's getting that. It's new to him, Wu-Tang. You know, I mean, that's all that is. It's not, let's be real. And Raquel's not even that cute. I mean, you put her side by side to Ariana. Ariana looks like a fucking model. Raquel looks like your basic bitch that you would see work in a restaurant in Beverly Hills. Like, I mean, she's not that cute compared to Ariana, you know? So, the whole thing is messed up. I don't know if they're going to keep doing Vanderpump Rules. I haven't heard anything, But if they do, I really hope that Tom and Raquel are not a permanent fixture. But the only problem that we have with that, though, is Raquel works at Stern. And so that's what Vanderpump Rules is about. Oh, they are? Okay. And I would prefer not to see Tom and Raquel and have their stupid story play out. You know, I don't feel like they should get the limelight for what they did. I feel like they should kind of get, like, canceled. And I'm such an anti-cancel person. But I feel like in this case, it's very necessary, and I would totally support that. Oh gosh, and Raquel's her restraining order against Sheena. Okay, let me touch on that real quick. Now, when I first met Sheena, or first saw Sheena on Vanderpump Rules, I didn't really like her. I was just kind of like, well, I don't like any of them, let's be honest. I kind of like sort of hate watch all of them. Jax might come back. Well, it'd be in his best interest not to, because he's an alcoholic, and getting him around Raquel's gonna be like, oh, Jax. She's that girl. She's that girl. So, right. But her whole restraining order was so stupid. Like, I don't care if Raquel, sorry, I can't talk. I don't care if Sheena legit, like, pushed or slapped or punched or whatever to Raquel, because she had just found out that she was being a skank. And I don't think... Oh, I'm getting there. Don't worry, vegan. I'm gonna get there. I'm just doing Vanderpump first. And who cares if Sheena came for her? That should be a good response for a friend. You would want your friend to be like, ew, you're nasty, bitch. And, like, you know. Do I think Sheena pushed or punched or hit Raquel? Yeah. But who cares? Like, Raquel deserved it. Raquel deserved a bitch slap. She deserved more than that. Like, she's just one of those girls, you know? She's one of those girls. So, not to say that violence is ever good. I'll reiterate. I'll retract my statement. It's never good to hit anybody. Ever. But I could see if Sheena did. It's a big if. Then why drop the restraining order? Oh, because you want everyone to forgive your skanky ways? No. No, that's not how things go. She just seems like such an attention-seeking... Ugh, I don't like Raquel. Never have. And I didn't like Lala at first either. I'm going to be real. I didn't really care for Lala either, because she seemed like a Raquel, but a more of like a advanced Raquel. Like if Ariana was a hoe, that's what Lala was. You know what I mean? Because she's more of like a... She would never... I don't think she would settle with someone like Tom, because he doesn't have any money. You know, well, at least not to the caliber that she's looking for. Me too. I hated Lala. I was like, ew, she's so annoying. Like, fuck off, Lala. Nobody cares. But she's just blunt, exactly. And I like sober Lala. I don't like drinking Lala. But she's gained respect for me because I am in recovery. And I will always be like, hell yeah, for anybody who wants to get sober. You know, I will always be in their corner cheering them on. Doesn't matter if I like them or not. If they want to get sober, fuck yeah. So, let's be honest, Lala called it. She called it from the get-go. And I didn't necessarily believe what she was calling out, when I should have probably believed the second she started saying something. Because, again, Lala is very blunt. I don't think she would just throw things out there to see if they stick. She seems like a person that's going to say what she thinks to be true. So I wish I would have, like, listened to her warning about Raquel a lot sooner. Watching it back, it's obvious that, well, you would never suspect. I would have never have suspected Tom and Raquel. Because Ariana and Tom have always been such a strong power couple, you know? And I was shook. I'm not gonna lie, I was shook. So, I had to get that off my chest. Watching it last night, I was perturbed. And then the one thing that really got me about Tom and the reunion, holy heck, folks, when he said, because they're trying to basically say you were sleeping with Ariana while you were sleeping with Raquel, and that's a fact. He's like, well, yeah, one time with Ariana, she had her shirt on, very sexy, or something to that degree, and I was like, oh. Tom has always been a worm in a mustache, right? I just don't think he wants to give up the pussy, you know? It's either one of two things. He doesn't want to give up the pussy. Pardon my French. He doesn't want to give it up. Like, he wants to always have revolving poontang, okay? And now that he has his restaurant, you know, or restaurants, he can get, like, all kinds of revolving poontang. And so, I mean, he's just a worm, and he'll forever be a worm. He'll die alone a worm. Like, that's just who he is. But the thing I can't wait to see is Raquel get shit on by him. Doesn't make it right, but that's what I'm looking forward to. Oh, I love you. Thank you for still being here, Crazy Blonde. I appreciate you so much. We're just discussing Vanderpump Rules, and we're going to be touching on Colleen soon. But I wanted something to talk about, like, while I get ready, because I notice when I don't, I end up talking about my own shit, and I don't need to be sharing my own shit. Period, point blank. I don't. So it's better to talk about stuff that I watch. Guilty pleasures, for sure. Like, I don't expect a lot of my viewers to actually watch Vanderpump Rules. But I was shocked to see that a lot of you do. That made me happy. Anyway. Are you really? Then what do you think about Raquel and Tom? Real quick. I'm shook. I'm sorry. I was like, what? I was so angry at first. And I'm still like, I feel sorry for Ariana. But, I mean, we all should have seen this coming. Truly. Like, I don't know. Is her name Rachel? Raquel, Rachel, whatever. See, I don't even know her freaking name. Like, that's how basic she is. So he's going to drop some beautiful, smart, smoking hot Rachel, Raquel, whatever. Her, the slutty hoe that likes women's men. Rachel? I don't know. But I didn't know that was her real name. I've always wanted to be Miss California. And now that I'm too old, it's so heartbreaking. I can't be a beauty queen anymore. It's like, grow up. How old are you? Oh, she hates it, so you're going to use it. Rachel. We'll just call her Rachel then. From here on out. I didn't know that. So, all in all, Ariana wins in this. Why? She no longer has a spouse or partner, whatever you want to consider him, that's going to cheat on her, take her love for granted. She's free. And that's awesome for Ariana. Oh yeah, she's way worse than him because she infiltrated the friendship with she was became friends with Ariana to get to Tom. That's my whole thing. I think she's been conniving and creepy since the beginning. So this is actually a win for Ariana. But I said earlier though, like, females, if you want your men to stay with you, don't have them these like open la-di-da kinds of relationships and get your box seat in the back of the car while they're driving, or be like, yeah, go hang out with those girls. What do you expect is going to happen? In all honesty, what? Oh my gosh, I liked when, was it Lala no, it was Ariana told her to go get effed by a cheese grater. That was my favorite part. It's awful, I know, but I can't help it. I loved it. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. Yeah, we're just gonna stick with like pink peach. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Again, I will never root for Rachel and Tom. Ever. I hope Ariana learns from this and learns that you can't just be the cool girlfriend and expect a man to stay with you. You know? There's a different, like, you can't. That's not, there's a line, I see, especially in women nowadays, that they're just like, oh, we go to the strip club, you know, like it's okay. No. Women have literally no self-respect anymore, and it's saddening. Yeah, well, she was at a funeral, no less. Exactly. Raquel is one of those nasty, nasty, just straight out nasty. They can just keep swapping chlamydia between each other for their relationship. You know what I mean? They're dirty. They're dirty dogs, and they deserve each other. Dirty. But, I mean, that's pretty much all I really had for VanderpumpRules. I'm trying to think. I wrote some stuff down. Let me make sure I covered everything real quick, because I did write some stuff down that stuck out. And there's really no telling how long Tom and Rachel were really hooking up, because their time frame keeps like, excuse me, it keeps going back and forth, like, so there's really no telling. Rachel's the biggest slut bomb. I already mentioned the cheese grater comment. Oh, I like when James said, like, oh, that whole side of theirs so like incest. I was like, it's so true. Because then Tom Schwartz was making out with Raquel the same time while Tom was effing her and Mex. That's so gross. Like, I've said Jax and Brittany coming back wouldn't be smart. We already talked about Raquel's restraining order. Yeah, I basically touched on everything I wanted to. Oh, I didn't like Katie's stupid comment. She's like, I just want to be like an old lady and have a bunch of young men for the rest of my life. Like, see, that kind of mind frame and mindset, like, oh, it's so cool to be that way. Not really. It looks really gross. Just saying. James and Lala were the show. They were. It wasn't mentioned in the bombshell, we all knew, true. Team Mariana all the way. I'm totally Team Mariana. And I like how Katie did try to, like, warn her, kind of like, in a way. But I was kind of thinking maybe Katie just wants someone to be single with. Because Katie strikes me, like, I mean, no offense to Katie. Like, she's grown on me, you know, since breaking up with Tom. But I don't know. She kind of rubs me the wrong way, too. A little weird. I just want old men for the rest of my life. Like, you're so I mean, young men, and I'm old, and I can just be on an island somewhere or something gross. It's just like, ew, dude. Like, I know that's what old, icky, rich men do, but, like, you're not an old, icky, rich man. You know? Like, have some self-respect. All these women think it's cool to, like, be like an old skis ball. It's like, that's not cool or cute. Anyhow. Let's get into Colleen. Anything else you guys want to say about the reunion? You got your hair cut? That's cool. Yeah, I have to get a trim again. And it sucks because it's already growing back, and I don't, like, hate cutting it when it's growing back, but you have to. And I just like, any final thoughts before I go on to Colleen Ballinger and Adam McIntyre? And I'm probably going to have a lot of people that absolutely disagree with me on this, and that's fine. We don't all have to agree here to get along. I think I've made that fairly clear. That everyone's accepted here, it doesn't matter. They both can they can actually have a double-edged cheese grater. What's going on with them? Okay, so you guys, especially when I started YouTube, I didn't really watch a lot of drama, and I actually still don't, okay? But there's something that I found out that kind of got my sensors up, like beep, 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 beep. And I guess Colleen had sent this young fan of hers lingerie. Let me give you a little backstory. The fan, I mean, most of her fans are young, if you think about it, especially if you take into consideration Miranda sings. I never really understood Miranda, don't really care for Miranda. I like Colleen. But apparently her and Corey were out shopping being silly. And you know Corey is her best friend, right? And I don't know if they were on a live stream. Sounded like they were. And they're like, we'll send this to you, Adam. And he's like, yeah, send it to me. And then upon getting it, he's like, oh, it was so inappropriate. Like, you can't switch, okay? I don't care who the fuck you are. How old, you know, I mean, really, in all honesty, let me first say this. Colleen shouldn't be in a chat with a bunch of underage kids at all, okay? That just tells me she was a very, very lonely girl. Very lonely. And I don't think she was looking for romantic relationships by any means. You know, she doesn't strike me as like that kind of person. But she was doing and saying things that were inappropriate, wrong, and shouldn't have happened. Okay? Oh yeah, she totally would get pregnant with Tom's baby. To keep him, you know? She's one of them. But Colleen had some inappropriate relationships with her younger viewers. And granted, I don't think she knew how old everybody was. I don't know, but being Miranda sings, you should know that the people that like you are going to be young. You know? This is back in 2020 when this happened, I think. Or maybe earlier on. I don't know. But apparently, he was in her group chats. They had like a fan chat where they could talk to Colleen. That was her first mistake. Don't ever, for YouTubers, okay? Or people that are like pseudo-famous, right? Don't ever have group chats with your fans. Period. Because you're always going to get some disgruntled fan who you pissed them off somehow, some way, and they're going to turn on you. Okay? And that's kind of what I see that this is being. I do have to delve deeper into it. I could only hear Adam talk for like not very long. I think I got maybe through half of his video. He just kind of, I don't know, he strikes me as kind of, okay, can I put this out here? And I know it's going to piss a lot of you off because we're supposed to be getting pedo energy from Colleen, right? I'm getting pedo energy from him. And the reason I say that is right now, the world is so like, the maps are trying to get on the flag. Not that, you know, I support my LGBTQ, not maps. Thank you. The maps are trying to get on the flag. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on that's considered controversial with sex and age and everything. And to bring this up again during that time, I kind of feel like he wants a hate mom to be like, oh, she's a pedophile when she actually isn't. Or he's trying to get like people to say, well, you were only 15. It's okay. You knew what she was talking about. he wants to put it out there so we can start the discussion of when's the right age, because he likes little boys. That's my opinion, okay? I'm just now finding this out. This is so new to me, guys. I have not followed it. But the little bit I saw and the stuff that he was trying to claim, like, look, she called herself a cunt in front of a 15-year-old. I'm just like, that's it? Like, really? Like, oh, I thought she was like, hey, I'm so horny for you, or something weird, you know? None of that. It wasn't like that. But him, I get kind of like vibes, dude. I get vibes. And it's probably going to piss a lot of people off. Same. You too, right? Crazy? Don't you think? Like, I just feel, you know, he's trying to bring up, like, when is the age of consent type thing. Like, that's what I get. Those are the vibes I get from him. Granted, I could be totally wrong. I could be reading him wrong. I maybe have a bias because I like Colleen a lot. But everything he's showing is not how he portrayed it at all. Like, he was trying to say, oh, she sent him underwears or something. And that's not what happened. Like, be real. If you're going to share something, and if you're going to go out there and try to get someone by the juggler, just fucking say it. Be real. Thank you, Crazy Blonde. Yeah, I'm not trying to be like, this is just the vibe that I'm getting from the situation. And I'm new to it, okay? I wasn't there when it happened. The fact that she's talking to little kids, yes, that's off-putting. Yes, absolutely. That's very weird. I think anybody talking to their fans outside of just like normal social media, there's something wrong there. Pedos don't belong in the flag. I agree. The fact that it's even being discussed is ridiculous. Oh, thank you, Ricky. Yay to a new doggy. That's awesome. Thank you, Ricky. I appreciate you. Enjoy your new puppy. But that's what I feel like Adam's trying to do. Like, he's trying to test the waters, because he says it's either, he figures it's either going to go one of two ways. It's going to go, everybody's going to call Colleen a pedo, which a lot of people are. Or it's going to go, well, you were 15. You've heard the word cunt before. Then what is the age of consent? You know, I think those were the two things he was trying to get happen from this. And I don't think he's going to get what he wants. I don't think everybody's going to completely drop Colleen over something that happened years ago. And I don't think people think it's okay to fuck kids. So, you know, again, this is just me, my opinion from what I saw, and again, I did not follow this from the beginning. I could completely being a total dick to this guy. He could be a great guy and not creepy or weird that way at all. But that is just the vibes that I got. It doesn't make it to be true. Okay. It doesn't make it fact. It doesn't make it Bible. Okay. This is just what I saw. And again, I have a bias. I'm a big fan of Colleen and her family channel. I love her kids. I think they're great. I think she's a great mom. I need to see more of her side of the story so I can actually fully put things together. But as I said, I could only tolerate Adam for so long. He just kind of, something about him irked me. I don't know what it was. I don't know. Maybe it could have been Colleen's being weird and sexual with him when he was so young, and maybe she fucked him up. I don't fucking know. There was just something really weird and off-putting about him. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to have the same opinion. You know, I'm completely devil's advocate here. Right? No, I mean, that's just, again, it's an outsider's perspective. I don't know him from a can of paint. I don't know who he is, you know. But he sounds like he's really hungry for attention, and he keeps bringing this up, and apparently he brings it up every time his views are low. That's a big red flag for me. I mean, this is just, again, maybe I need to go delve into what her answer to what he said was, because I haven't yet to find that. If anybody, if you're watching this after the fact, can you please put in the comment section below, like, where I can find a vlog of her addressing this or something. Why is this music? Right, I agree. Why are they hiding your comments just because you're saying pedo? I didn't let me unhide it, but I agree. Like, It's gross. It's gross that the mainstream really wants to be able to lower the age of consent. And that's the vibes that I got from him. I don't know. Call me, maybe I'm biased again. Like I said, I like Colleen too much, you know, and I can't really judge the situation. But I'm going to finish watching his video. As annoying as it's going to be. Because he's like, see in here, she asked someone if they had their period. Yeah, that's inappropriate. You shouldn't be asking kids if they have their period. But it just sounded like this talkings of a lonely girl, a lonely woman, who has no boundaries and probably has some mental health issues, which we know she does, big time, if you watch her channel. Not trying to make any of this okay. She shouldn't be talking to kids at all, ever. And there's never an okay time for that. So, did it change the way I think about Colleen? It already has. Am I going to stop watching Colleen? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I still need to catch up on a few things. But like I said, from what I've seen, there was nothing really to, I don't know, to like really put that scarlet letter on her as a pedophile. You know what I mean? Inappropriate? Yes. Wrong? Absolutely. Pedophile? I don't think so. So let me know if you guys know. You guys obviously will know way more than I do about the situation, again, because I'm just now finding out about it. So if you have any like tidbits or something you want to add in, like by all means, please do in the comment section, because I do want to learn more about the situation and make sure that I'm not supporting a pedophile. I mean, not saying she is, but I'm just saying, like, I want to make sure, you know, if I'm going to continue my support with her. But I'm sure she's a much different person than she was back then. It's kind of dark. I don't know if I want to use that color. Hold on. Oops! Ah! So, I don't know. Well, maybe... I don't know. It's kind of dark. Well, no, it's not. You don't know anything about it, really. Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know. Again, I feel like he's kind of like a clout chaser. He's a disgruntled fan. And anybody can pull up screenshots and be like, look what they said. Doesn't make it to be what they said. You know, everybody takes YouTube and the people on it so seriously. It's like you don't know the context of the messages, and he could just be making a lot of it up. People can just post anything on here and say, oh, look what she said, and they're not really saying that. So I'm working with 3 different ones, actually. Oh, I said, darn it, I went a long time without saying it, but I said it just now. This one. This is what I'm working with right now. Yeah, the context. I need more context, and I need, granted, yes, she should never be speaking to kids underage. Period. Even as a friend. Like, that's not cool, Colleen. And I'm sure she's learned that by now. If she's still talking to little kids, I'm going to be shook, dude. I'm going to be like, okay, now I think differently of you. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be having friendships like that with minors. But, I can't stop saying, help me. So we'll see. Again, I want to get more context. I want to get her part of the story before I judge anything fully. But as of right now, where I stand, it looks like Adam's a little bit thirsty. Just a little bit. And I never really liked Colleen in the beginning. And typically when I don't like somebody, I'm like, why don't I like them? And then I continue to watch them, and I continue to be like, oh, I like this aspect about them. And then I grow to like them, you know? I've just noticed that. Well, that's how I am. I try to be that way anyways. So I never actually really liked Colleen in the beginning. I always just kind of like thought she was annoying. But now that I watch her family vlogs and stuff, I'm like, I can totally relate to her. We have a lot of the same disorders and stuff. And I just relate to her on a lot of levels. And to hear this news, I was just like dumbfounded and so sad and just so like hurt by it. And then I got into the context of it, and I listened to Adam's video, and I'm kind of like, what? That's not what you said. You know, like he was trying to make it seem like, I don't know. I'm going to continue to watch his video. I think I'm like halfway through. I'm going to finish his video and then look on the internet and try to find her side of the story, because I can't find it. Now, this look is done. I'm going to go ahead and put some liner and lash and lip and be on my way. I've got an appointment that I have to get to. I've been on here 45 minutes, and that's pretty long for me. I'm trying to make these streams a little bit longer and discuss things that you guys like to talk about, because, again, my boring life is not that interesting. Okay? And I find VanderpumpRules and the choline situation right now to be kind of what's catching my attention. Sorry for the ugly face. This is what I do every time I put eyeliner on. It is what it is. Cringe, yes, I know. Alright, let's do some mascara real quick. And I'll be on my way. Thank you for joining me and joining in on the conversation. I would really appreciate people that know the choline story and the whole Adam thing more than I do to chime in. Please be unbiased. Like, if you're more Team Adam, just be real with what you have to say. Oh! $10 holla. $10 holla. Crazy Blonde Biatch. I'm having a Nikki Rev moment. I'm drinking a Rockstar and trying to do my makeup. I came to pull up look with one palette I got from you. Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, I didn't show you the rest. Sorry. I'm using 3 new to me palettes. I probably used a color or 2 in each palette. Or, I don't know. I forgot already. Anyhow. Thank you for the $10 holla. I appreciate that. With that being said, I finish my mascara and go on about my... Yeah, I have Rockstar mixed with V8 Fusion right here. I call it a mocktail. Mm-hmm. Right, me too. There is a method to my madness. And I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I understand that. That's great. I don't want to be everybody's cup of tea. But if you do enjoy this vlog, or whatever this is, makeup / vlog conversation, feel free to share it out on your social medias, or don't. You can thumbs up it, subscribe. That helps me out too. Become a member where you get access to dirty deeds. I'm yours, you don't care. What? Well, you're mine, so I don't care. Yeah, I know. I'm what do they call it? Like acquired taste. I'm like one of those people that you have to keep watching, and you like first are like, oh, and then you keep watching, you're like, oh, she's cool. You're honest, that's what matters. Thank you, Crazy Blood. I try. And I know that comment with me saying Adam seems kind of like pedo-ish is going to piss a lot of people off, but I mean, that's the vibes that I'm getting, and I don't know where it's coming from, and I don't know why. That's just my first impression, and that's how I feel. I'm not saying he is, I'm just saying that's the vibe that I'm getting. And I could be totally way off base, and I could be totally eating my words after I'm done listening to Colleen's side, and, you know, if that's the case, then I will, but as of right now, that's just kind of the vibe that I'm getting. You're like garlic hummus. Oh, I'm sorry you had surgery. Here's to healing vibes for you. Because I can understand Colleen not even wanting to discuss this, because it's pretty inappropriate. So I don't think I'm going to find anything on her side of the story. I don't know. I'm just going to watch a bunch of people trying to paint her out as a pedo, and I don't see her as a pedophile. I mean, what she did was very gross, very inappropriate, should have never happened. But do I think she was trying to get sexual with any of these kids? Absolutely not. 1,000 times no. Now I gotta go get dressed and continue the rest of my day. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please subscribe, like, and share. You think it's a stretch? Yeah. I mean, well, for her being a pedo, yeah, I do too. I do too. So anyway, I love you guys. Stay positive, and I'll catch up with you when I do.